I I love you and I share with you some very significant things day after day in the teaching that I am one. I am one is many who are one now. The consciousness that we have been duped to believe that we are separate from the consciousness of the creator of creation, and that we are all the creator of our creation. I know it's hard to believe, hard to imagine, hard to fathom, grasp, get your arms around. But we are creators. We are a race of creators. We are a race of light people, if we will be them, rather than the flesh, people of limitations, being the finite. You see, religion really has one face. God, Satan, it's both the same face. It's just how you understand it, how you apply it. But control, dominion, it's the same result. Whether you're talking about devil worship, God worship, worship of anything else, abdication of your ability to create is control of you. Control of you. Why? To give your life to death, to control your mind, to operate in your mind as long as you're a battery for it. There's a great difference between what we have thought and taught, ruled this earth with, led people to believe, shouted, marched, crusaded against each other, and what pure light love is. So I suggest to you that worship of God, worship of the devil, abdication of your ability to create you and the creatorship of you operating in the love, not of your mind and your own arrogance and hubris, but the love of each other, where you care for each other equally. You're not just interested in your family, your little circle of influence, your community, your church. You care about the people on the battlefield, the people of color, the people of all color, the people of every nation, tribe, and tongue. And if you don't, you're worse than evil. No matter what you worship, no matter what label you claim, because you're ignorant. But we don't like that. We don't like to hear that. We don't like to think we're ignorant. We like to think we're sophisticated, eloquent, operating in the opulence of the advanced cognition of mankind in this 21st century, don't we? But we've been duped. We've been naive, gullible, arrogant, arrogant, always critiquing, classifying, categorizing, condemning. Oh, you this, you that, you the other, they this, they that. And it's, see, the whole God-Satan setup, that whole fabulous array of juxtaposition against each other, pitting, creating a force, a source of an adversary and an answer. What does the adversary do? Create them as the answer to your problem after they've created the problem for you, to see that you have the problem. You don't have the problem till you know you have the problem, because once you're told you have the problem, you create the problem for you. Oh, sin, separation. And because of our ignorance, we don't know. We don't know who we are, what we are. We're always saying, who am I? Why am I here on earth? Isn't that the eternal existential questions? Religion creates heartache. Heartache. No matter where you serve God, Satan, the devil, no matter what you call it, no matter what label you have for it, whether you have music in your services, whether you sing, whether you have worship courses and praises and use your Bible or not, it creates heartache, complete heartache. It's all about dominion, domination, control. And I tell you this in love, because you are the creator. You are a creator. You are the creation of you. And you're not separate at all. And you can hear you. You can hear the real you, not subject to your own real, true mind. Or has your mind been infiltrated by your consciousness? Or what's controlling your consciousness of your mind in your mind? Or what is all of this mess that so many people enjoy, condemning each other and creating chaos, confusion, grief, tears, and heartache? Not understanding who we are, so many people want to end their life. I've thought about it many times too. So many times, how can life be worth living if you're just going to die? At some point, you're going to die. You think you're appointed. It's appointed, and every man wants to die, and then the judgment. The judgment. See, religion is not about unconditional love. Everything about religion is about conditional love. It's all about obey my commands. It's all about me being first. Me, the one who ever is speaking. The label, the God of the label. It's time we grew up and realize we are not limited to this cosmos. You don't understand death. You don't understand life itself. You certainly don't understand love. Unconditional, that is. We've been taught. We've been conditioned. We've been pummeled. We've been permeated, inculcated with the fabric of suffering. Suffering. Suffering for God. Suffering. Doing all sorts of things. Walking on hot coals. Nails. Observing laws. Observing rites and rituals. And condemning anyone, everyone, who doesn't believe like us. Come now, let us never put on the garment of praise to another God, to any God. Let us no longer reject our fellow man, fellow woman. Let us no longer reject each other. Let us love each other. Let us learn to love. We haven't known how to love. We've been taught to condemn, to categorize, to classify, to separate, and to commune with just people who think like us. The right color, the right belief system, the right car, the right club, the right society membership, the right church, the right religion, the right name for God, no matter what name you have for it, the right name, the right syllables. Isn't that ridiculous? When you love, when you know what it is, when you begin to love, you begin to condemn no more. You begin to see love wherever you look. You begin to see love in every person, no matter how grumpy they are, no matter how much they curse, no matter what they look like, no matter how bad they smell. No matter what torment they are experiencing. My name is Theodore Cottingham, responsible for these words, responsible for this message, responsible for this love that I share with you, to love be. And as you begin to learn what love is from the inside out, you become it. You experience transformation. Because this is not an outside to in transformation. Nobody's whipping you, beating you. If you want to experience love, you damn well become it. Because you begin to damn or undamn. Both. You begin to dismantle the authority of God in your life. You begin to dismantle the authority of the devil. You begin to dismantle the principalities, powers of evil, of God, of heaven, and all the influence of all these labels that cause you to be so careful, to be so concerned to observe the Sabbath, to observe a rule, a rite, a ritual, to obey the pastor, preacher. Obey, obey. Slavery. We are coming out of slavery to be creators of the law, never again, but love. Because we're learning what love is, of the unconditional style, values, behavior. We're beginning to learn it without condemning everybody else and everything else. If you want love, you cannot go to law to get it. You grow it. You grow it from the inside out because you choose to make some new choices this day. If you want to know love, begin. Begin to be open to learning. Begin to surrender, not to God, not to the devil, no longer kneeling in worship, but coming absolutely naked, not to the throne of anybody else. I'm not talking about exposing your flesh. I'm talking about taking off what you think you are, what you think you have been, taking off your flesh, as it were. And beginning to see you face to face with the light people, the light you, the light bodied you, that you come face to face with your own being, your own animation of you, your own power, your own spirit, holy or not. Spirit, not the immaterial, or is it amorphous? Are you a consciousness that's amorphous, incorporeal, not mattered by what we call matter? You're no longer subject to the molecule, dipoles, magnetic spin. Light people. There's a race of light people coming about now upon the earth, in the earth, on the earth. And are here now, but hidden? Or are you remaining in flesh, no more limited to it? Are you coming out of your flesh, doing the works that I did, that I do, that Jesus did? Mary, Martha? If you are willing to know love face to face, if you are willing to engage and interact with unconditional love rather than conditional love, unconditional love will meet you and bow before you. And say, I've been waiting a long time for this. You see, when you're ready, the teacher will appear. You've heard that before, right? Where will the teacher appear? I'm looking for the guru. No, when you're ready, the teacher is inside of you. That always was you. The real you, the light-bodied you, the power of you. Not the energy of domination, control, integration with religion, religious rites, rules, and purposes. Serving God may be serving love. if you think God is love and love is God. But you have the wrong definitions, and I'm here to tell you. I have the stories. I have the narrative. I have the experiences. But what are you waiting for? To see mine? Or to be yours, where you heal the land? You begin to heal people without regard for their make, model, year of car they drive, or what label they have for what they call God, or where they worship, or what their kids look like, or how much they annoy you. Will you love them? Will you let your healing flow? Healing. Healing what? You have healing? Yes, you can heal people. You can heal you. And many do now because they love. Not because of who they worship, not because they prevail. They beat their chest with their fist at an altar, or they cry their eyes out full of heartache, trying to be the righteous God seeker. Many a church will empty now because of my message, because of this message, or because of the truth, or because you see you want to love too, not the way the church does. The church? Oh, yes, oh, we welcome you. Yes, come right in. Shake my hand. I'll lead you to the front row. And when the preacher says so, you stand up and you come here and kneel down and fill out this membership card. Say this one sentence prayer and everything will be okay the rest of your life and for eternity. The panacea, Pandora's box will be closed, and you'll be okay. You'll make it into heaven. But remember to come to church every time the doors are open. Stand up and sing, worship God, raise your hand, do what we do the way we do, the way we tell you to do it. Oh, we've tried so hard, haven't you? Years I spent trying to comply, to conform, to appease God. But love will teach you. If you begin, if your motive, not your mouth, but what's underneath? It will change your life. This message changes everything about your life for many people. We haven't known the Creator. The Creator was us. There is a collective. There is a collective of creators who light are from another planet, another solar system, another galaxy, another universe. Another what? Why will you limit yourself to this one? Why do so many people want to be so ignorant? Fear. Fear, intimidation, carrot and stick. All they've known is heartache, grief, and fear, and that's what they promulgate. Religion does not care about you. Religion cares about who it can dominate, to bring into its fold, its family, its adhesion of its algorithms, to be an army of faith. Punishing everybody else, damning them to hell. Some mythic place. Wow. I'm asking you to draw a line in the sand. Boy, I've never said most of what I'm saying today like I'm saying it. But there's no time to goof off. There's no time to try to find Elmer Gantry or whoever you think may be fooling you, or learn about all the affairs of whoever think you might suspect. Create infractions of the rules that they preach. The torment of religion is going bye-bye because we are no longer tolerating its assertion, nor wanting its vindication. We're no longer seeking exoneration from sin because we are no longer sinning against ourselves in the separation to create another creator that isn't us. That's the only separation that exists, is from ourselves within our own thinking. When you're ready to know more than knowledge, because this is not about knowledge. This is about becoming something. When you are ready to not just know unconditional love, to feel it, and I found it. When you're ready to go beyond feelings, observation, visible empirical data, when you're ready to enter the real world, when you're ready to engage with it as equals, it will not be there for you. It is you that you begin to engage with. An internal mind, an internal infernal, the algorithmic neurons, the perfunctory functions of an internal flesh mind, the monkey mind, the cognition, and that can interact with a light mind, a mind of light, a mind that is not molecular, a mind that doesn't need your energy. It doesn't exist on your energy system. The kind of unconditional light, love, peace, and joy that I'm describing, talking to you with exists, but it's not limited to the molecular, though it can operate in it. This was the message of Jesus before Christianity took it over, hijacked it. Jesus and Christianity are very, very different in their interpretations. when you're ready to humble yourself as a little child and learn from unconditional love in a way and manner as an equal with it, it will appear. It will appear as the energy of something not limited to what we see. Because we feel it not, we become it. So our motives begin to be revealed, understood. Our motive, that which can't be seen or felt by a lie detector, a preacher, a religious spirit, soothsayer, naysayer, profiteer. Many people are prophets, and many, many people have elements of the truth. But the natural function of the mind of man, the algorithmic mind, wants to claim dominion and be the provider of your words, of your energy, of your motive. So many times people have great, wonderful experiences with a being of light. I saw an angel when I was 9 years old. An angel came and appeared to me. I've mentioned that story multiple times. Scared me to death. But so often, people feel like they advance, they gain an element of truth, and they park there. They plateau. That becomes their truth forever. They think they had an experience of salvation 50 years ago. They spoke in tongues 40 years ago, or some such rigmarole. And they go about their life, and they live their life. But there is manna from heaven. There is light, manna. No, there's energy of another world. There's energy not of another faith and not of another face. I am not your God. I'm not your source. But you are when you know it. And you have the power to recreate you, the new birth of. And if you experience the new birth, you will be the one creating it. In love, joy, peace, and not the likeness of man, but where you come out of the values of man. And you begin to learn a different narrative of cosmology, the origin of our species, I'm going now. I could talk all day about this. But you have enough to begin. I've given you many recordings and many teachings, especially over this last 6 months. This year, almost an hour a day, I speak. I teach. But what are you hearing? Are you hearing the words of a man? Or are you allowing yourself to engage in this process of revealing the revelation of the real you within you? That you begin to engage with these my words that you're listening to, but you're not limiting yourselves to the information. You are allowing the revelation of the revealing, becoming the resurrected you. Resurrected in flesh to be the real you walking around. Love in two shoes. When you're ready to know love that is not conditional and engage with it, and engage with the energy from another land, the promised land, another planet, another solar system, another galaxy, another universe, something that you didn't know you were from or that you could go to. You can, if you're but willing. But how many people say they are willing? You may say you're a willing. But you can only go if you put no conditions on it. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. Not a single condition whatsoever. You say, here I am. That's the ticket. I surrender. Because if you want to believe, it will defeat you. Your want of belief, believing you're right, believing this is it, believing belief itself, the function of the cognitive mind, defeats your very interaction. You become an observer rather than the creator. You want to experience something else when what you're really after is experiencing you. Where you begin to unconditionally accept you. You extricate yourself from all these extracurricular rites and rituals. And you're willing no more to put up with all that shit. Just because you love the people, you love the community, you love being accepted. You've been a preacher, teacher. You started a Sunday school class. I did a share group too. There was a time I was in church. I was a dedicated, devoted disciple of Christ, Jesus, the church for decades. But when you begin seeking, not just to know the truth, intellectually, cognitively, when you're willing to engage with truth, not truth that we think is truth, but that which exists outside of time, space, gravity, solar systems, molecular, anything. When you're willing to engage, that's when you're willing to come into the holy place. The holy place, that's a metaphor, an idea, a concept, the Holy of Holies. When you no longer fear you, the Creator. That's when you no longer fear God. That's when you no longer fear the devil. You no longer fear the fiery furnace. The lion's den. You no more fear being thrown off the cliff because you begin to learn how to walk through the crowd. Invisibly? John 3:8. You become as the wind, amorphous, incorporeal. Wow. Cool. Back to the future, no longer living our lives in the past according to the past. Let us lay aside the principalities and powers of this world, religion, God, devil, Jekyll and Hyde, carrot and stick. And enter a reality that exists only in your heart, not, but your consciousness. And believe me, all of your consciousness is not between your ears. We're quantum beings. Quantum, non-local. That which you are, you can hear. But hearing, do you perceive? Will you receive? Will you perceive? Will you personify? Will you become? Will you no longer amplify what you hear each other say in the pulpit, the books and other commentaries, the ignorant, the blind leading the blind to be blind, and solidify their blindness, surrendering to death? It's no longer appointed to you once to die. Resurrect, buddy, my friend. Ladies, girls. We must prepare, for there's coming a time. Not. Time's over. You just haven't seen it yet. You haven't experienced like you think you might. But this is the day of salvation no more. This is the day of becoming the creator that you really are, engaging with unconditional love and learning to love, realizing you don't need the crumbs from the rich man's table. You're no longer filling out a resume, a job application, giving your resume, hoping for a 10-cent an hour raise or any raise at all. You begin to realize you're the creator. The creator. And it's not a magnitude of suffering. It's not filled with heartache. It's not dependent on rites and rituals and compliance with the commandments, because there are values. There are values of unconditional love. Where you bow before each other. You understand the value of life. You understand who the source of the source is. And you're no longer trying to comply with a rite, ritual, religion. You begin to see the breath of the Creator is the breath you breathe. And you're not looking for the breath of God anymore to defeat you or vindicate you. You're no longer trying to accept propitiation for your sin because there's no sin, because there's no separation. Be the one. John 17, we all are one. I love you. I go now. Where am I going? Put on my little golf shirt, pair of shorts, and go play pickleball. I'm a common guy in Eureka Springs. With love at my side, no more. With love in my heart, no more. A blood pumping muscle. But I'm asking you, I'm an old guy asking you to become love in your two shoes. The kind that I'm talking about that is not dependent upon God, devil, heaven, hell, theory, and all of this stuff, but to become the lovers of love itself. When you begin to love itself, you begin to see love in every person. You begin to feel love. You begin to engage with it. It takes over your thought process, not. It doesn't take your hand and do an automatic writing. But you begin to engage with it in the softest, tendermost times. Where words, where you have thoughts. Thoughts of a different nature. Thoughts. Where'd that come from? Thought. You begin to have a thought of unconditional, a thought of loving somebody you used to hate, you abhor, that you think, oh, there's another way to think about it. When you know more of the story, engage with the story of unconditional love and create a different narrative for your life. You are the creator of your origin story, my friend. No longer buying into the Bible one, no matter which Bible you buy or have lived by. I love you. I go now. Love each other. Love you first. Over and over and over in my channeling for years and years. I'm where I am. I'm who I am. Because I am. Because I am taught me I am. A race of light that no longer needs a God story. No longer placated. No longer taught to sit in a pew. But to be the real you. Okay. TheodoreCottingham.com. You can write me, support me, love me, come see me, have coffee with me. Be who you really are. But you decide. Take time and become deliberate and strategic, not simpletons. Become the strategic you, the creator, the lover, and give your love away to every child, every store clerk, every neighbor, every child, every adolescent. Give it away. Let it flow. Let it flow and see the miracles begin. Don't contain your love. Flow it. Flow it. Let your feelings radiate from you, because your very beliefs are no more limited by your beliefs, but your energy becomes that of something of another race. You become unconditional love itself. You become it. Not limited to the fiber of your flesh, the molecular. You change your light. You change your love. You change your source for existence. You become not afraid of making a fool of yourself. Because you become confident in who you really are. Love, loving love. And when your motive is love, yes, there will be people that will misunderstand you. And there may be people that curse you and want to spit on you. It won't hurt you. Be not afraid. Live the life of love, no longer law. Without the law, there's no need for all this other stuff. Law, rules, hell, heaven. My friend, be the original you. The original you that we were all connected with as one, being one, because the whole, the entirety, was in us all the time because we were it. The Creator creates. Again, now rejoice. I love you. My name is Theodore Cottingham. You can write me. You can revile me, but I won't have any revival for religion and its stories. Alliteration. I light love. And the neuronal pathways of mine will no more be perpetuating the forked tongue of you. I love you all. Theodore Cottingham, Box 34 in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. Want to email me? Okay. You want a transcript of this? Okay. I'll give you one that is generated electronically, computerly. If you want a transcript of this, you can email me and ask me for it. Theodore Eureka at gmail.com. And if you want, I don't know, maybe I can figure out something, have an email list and send them out at one time rather than ones and twosies. I desire that you live love. Unconditional love. And that your life of unconditional love never ends. And your consciousness is no longer condemned by you to create your suffering, heartache, and conformity to a religion. Be the face of unconditional love, the most beautiful of all. Again. See your power. Be your love. Love you first. Share these words. Create yours. Begin to channel. Document your interactions with unconditional love and engage in the classroom of the controlled no more, but the Creator's Course of One. This is the Conscious Creator's Course. I'm in school. I teach school. Are you in this school? Oh, by golly gee, great. Create the real you again. No longer limited to this life. I love you. Good day. See you later.